Gabriel Sabbag. Yep, Gabriel, MBA 2018.
Well, so my question was, how do you see the energy companies in terms of how open are they to innovation, and what's the best way to approach and drive change and innovation at such companies?
So it's very interesting. You remember I said earlier that in the 1990s, the IOCs outsourced the innovation to the service industry. It's really interesting at the moment, more and more, and it happened while I was still at Schlumberger, but it's happening on a larger scale now, that the innovation is, like the pharma industry, is being done by startups. And, you know, the issue with a startup is when you want to scale up, particularly as the oil and gas industry is scattered all over the world, it's extremely difficult to scale up on your own, and therefore, very often the best solution is to get your idea, your invention, or more and more your piece of software bought by a major company who will do the distribution. So I think that, you know, innovation, yes, the oil companies will still do some on their own, but I think more and more it's partly the service industry, but more and more, and this is a general phenomena of industry in general, not just oil and gas, it's going to be done by startups who will subsequently get sold into large companies. People of your generation want to work in startups. They don't want to be constrained by large companies, you know. And you know, in the era where actually the tools necessary, particularly in things like software, to start are really quite cheap to put in place, and where actually, for the moment at least, money is very easy to obtain, it's the preferred model. And you've seen it as well in the oil companies in exploration. In other words, the top geologists don't want to work in the Shells, the BPs, or the Exxon Mobils. They want to go and borrow $800 million from Goldman Sachs and do it on their own. And you've seen huge successes with certain companies where they're allowed to take risk on ideas they would never be allowed to take in very large companies.